All right, what's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Well, welcome to our very first episode of Keeping Me Current. Now, Keeping Me Current is a publication that was introduced to me by our brokerage, and it was one of the platforms that we would use to derive a lot of our real estate related information, and it made it really easy to be able to share it with the general public because not only is it good for buyers and sellers, investors, but it gives an overall view for families to be able to discern, uh, what to do no matter what time of season it is. So, keeping me current is something that I want to bring to you every Tuesday. A similar format as what we're doing right now, in order for you to have better leverage in making your decisions. Because we know at this day and age, it is absolutely it's impossible with some of the information and media that's floating around right now to be able to make an informed decision, because half the people that we listen to either are not fully informed about what it is that they're advising on, and then the other half is news and media where they have an agenda of their own that they need to follow, whereas we're just trying to put you in the best position to be able to win and capitalize on the different opportunities that are available. So my KCM from all the different publications and media sources that I've listened to has probably been some of the best information, at least locally. There's some other platforms that would be able to hit you in a more broad sense, but I believe this one is going to hone in a little bit better on, Phoenix, and then specifically the real estate market in terms of buyers, sellers, and even investors. So the site that we use has some pretty good articles, but it also has some buyer and seller guides that we like to get out to our clients on a regular basis, because we know that inside of those buyer guides and those seller guides is some really good information to help you be able to really kind of hone in what it is that you want to do. And I'm a firm believer that the more information that you have, the better, more informed decisions that you can actually make. So today's article is actually talking specifically about, whether or not what would a recession mean for the housing market. And when I sit there and I listen to different media outlets, they talk about whether or not we're in a recession, and it's almost like it's a coin toss. One minute they feel like we're in a recession, next minute they feel like we're going into one, next minute we're not. One thing we do know is we have realistic problems in terms of the price of goods going up, and obviously that hurts families that depend on things being priced at a certain level. And so the reason why I wanted to bring this article as the first article in this series that we're going to bring to you every Tuesday was because right now the recession, and understanding these terminology and these phrases that are being used, it's very important that we make sure that we know exactly what's being talked about, because the truth of the matter is they're talking about our finances, they're talking about our potential, our future, how things are going to be looking. And so this article is, intended to give you some additional information to keep you informed. So I'll just read the first subject line. It says, according to a recent survey of the Wall Street Journal, the percentage of economists who believe we'll see a recession in the next 12 months is growing. When surveyed in July 2021, only 12% of economists consulted through that there'd be a recession by now. But this July, well, actually, we polled 49% where we see a recession is coming in the next 12 months. And again, that information is very speculative, but the more information that you have, the better you're going to be able to make those decisions. And at the end of the day, some of the questions that are posed to me in terms of is it a good time to buy or is it a good time to sell really comes on the back of how informed is the consumer. And I got to be honest, a lot of people are very much in the dark, and that's going to hurt you in more than one way than just buying or selling a house. It's going to hurt you in terms of whether or not you're able to even provide for your family. Now, it's a good thing gas prices have went down. That is absolutely a wonderful situation to be in. but there are still some other things that you have to be aware of. So again, my KCM is something that we're going to keep bringing to you every Tuesday, kind of in this format. And again, if you look in the comments section, there is the capabilities of being able to read this article and go through it. And, again, it just has some really good information right here. And I think I shared this actual graphic probably about 2 months ago, and it says, "Does a recession mean falling prices?" And what they're pretty much identifying in the probably in the last 5 decades, when we've seen a recession in the 80s and another one in the 90s and 2000s, almost never was it a catastrophic situation. However, we've been known to have some of the same habits. And when we don't change our habits, what ends up happening is we end up, being a victim of the circumstance or being a victim of what's going on in our economy. So, again, this is just another way to kind of hedge against this. I'm a firm believer if you help more people get what they want, then you're able to get what you want. And we just want to help people get to where they need to go with as least struggle as humanly possible. And again, we know that this information is going to be able to do that. I do want to draw your eyes to one particular article or one part of this, and it says a recession means falling mortgage prices. And this particular graphic right here is demonstrating where mortgage rates in the last 6 recessions, from peak to trough, to where things have actually been. And they're going to give some additional details as far as being able to help you calculate or determine whether or not now is a good time to buy or now is a good time to sell. Obviously, buying and selling has more to do with your personal needs than it does to do with economic situations. Obviously, they play a part in whether or not you're able to do it. But at the end of the day, if you have to relocate for your job, you're going to just make those changes. You're going to make those adjustments. You're going to do what you got to do. If you have to make those changes for your family, you're going to do the same thing. So one thing that I always try to encourage my clients is, don't try not to look at your decisions the same way an investor would, because an investor obviously is not married to their money. So they're in a different situation to be able to predict and make these assessments versus mom and dad like me and my wife. We're not avid investors. We do a little here and there, but we're not serious investors. So our decisions are based around how our family needs to survive and how our family needs to thrive and how our family needs to grow. So that's how we would make our decisions. And so again, the reason why we put this out here, and you're going to be able to click on the link inside of the description box and you'll be able to pull this down. In the event that you want to connect with us, you can actually schedule a showing or schedule a meeting with us and sit down, and we can go over what it is that you're trying to do, what is it that you want to accomplish. And again, just we can make it a really good and simple process. That's all we want to do. We understand that people people are not in real estate. This is not what they do for a living. They're just ultimately trying to get by and do what they need to do. And we want to make that easier. This is what we do for a living, and I'm proud to say that we're 100% referral based, and we're also we have a 100% success rate. You might wonder, well, what's a 100% success rate? We've never had a client take a loss. Anytime they've sold a home, they've always sold it for a profit, or they've always been able to sell and at least improve their situation. So I'm pretty proud of the business that we're in, and it's helping a lot of families out there. So again, we hope that this article helps you and helps your family and gives you some additional information, some additional confidence to make the decisions that you need to make. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information is below, and yeah, that's what we're here for, to help you. So anyways, guys, have a wonderful Tuesday, and feel free to leave us a comment and ask any questions you like. We'd be here to help you. Thanks. Have a great day.